What's
Welcome
going on?
back.
We are back in action.
Another
Here
day,
again.
another dollar.
Another day, another pod. We're stuck in the pod. It won't let us out. Free us. Anyway, how was your week?
Not good.
Not good. Gossip.
uh, I know, right? Started off a bit shaky, a bit rocky, a bit
Mm,
turbulent. Um, but you know, trying my best.
As one
I got
does.
this I got this recently. It was a bit crazy trying to get a hold of it though, because it was supposed to come in on Friday and they I was waiting for it and the mail person, I guess, just marked it as like tried to deliver, but no one was home, which is
What?
funny because I was waiting for it and
Like at the door, you're
no,
like, where is
yeah,
it?
I was waiting for it and like no car came up. And
Oh
so
my
I was like, what? They're like, oh, we left a slip, but there was no one there. And so I looked on the door and I was like, there's no slip. And so I thought maybe they dropped it off at my brother's friend's house. And he lives
What?
in the same town as us. But well, here's why. He lives in the
Okay.
same town as us. And I'm on the west version of my street and he lives on the east version of the street. So it's like the same name
Oh.
except east and west. And he has the same house number. So sometimes,
Oh.
yeah, so some which is really funny that him and my brother ended up
Are
being
actually
friends.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes our mail gets delivered there and vice versa.
At least you
Um
guys know each other because that's easier to like
yeah,
give it back.
so I was like, "Oh, I wonder if they tried to deliver it there and like misread the label." And because that happens sometimes. And so I drove over to see if it was there, if there was a slip there, and there was no slip there. So I was like, okay, well,
Mm.
they just decided not to deliver my package.
Right.
And so I went online and I made a whole UPS account for this. And I changed the delivery location to be the UPS store that's like right down the street from me. Um, and so I was waiting from uh Friday all the way until Tuesday for this package to come
Oh
in.
my
And
God.
it said after I changed the delivery location, it said it was supposed to get there on Monday by 7. Was not there. So, well, it
No.
said it so then and it's funny because like it was giving me two different dates. So I had like four ways of tracking it. Um or three ways of tracking it actually. So I had one tracking app, another tracking app and the UPS website. And so the um when I called to ask when my package would be there, it said it would get there by Monday by 7. When I went on the website, it briefly said Tuesday by 7, but then it changed back to Monday by 7. And then when I looked at my tracking apps, both of them said Monday by 7. So I was like, okay, where's my package then? And so uh I'm like, okay, well, it's probably, like when is this going to happen? And so then the next day I'm at work. And what's worse is that um, I had a I had a very bad breakdown on Monday, not over this. I should probably it wasn't over this.
It was over the
It
package.
was it was a package. No, it was completely unrelated, but the package was just an added frustration. So I
Yeah.
was already going through something. So on Monday, not Monday, Tuesday, I go to work and early at work, like in the morning, I get a notification from the brand via email, from UPS via email, and seeing on the app. And through both of my tracking apps, that my package was delivered at the location that I set it. So I was like, okay, cool. So I waited the whole entire day because that was in the morning. And I leave work. I'm excited. I drive all the way to the UPS store. I walk in It's almost time for them to close because they close at 6:30, and I got there a little after 6.
Oh,
And I walk in with my ID and everything, and I'm like, "Hi, I'm picking up a package." And the guy looks at me weird. And I was like, I was told it was delivered today." And I'm getting worried. I'm like, "Not this again." And so
no.
he was like, "Can I see your ID? Because I don't think we have any more packages." And I was like, "What?"
What?
I was like, "Well, I got a notification from like 4 different sources saying it was delivered." And I showed him my ID and he was like, "Okay." And he's like, "I'll go look." And so he looks, and it took him a bit. And I was giving this story of like my whole experience trying to get this package. And I was like, "You have no idea what I went through to try to get this package." And I told him about how the UPS driver just marked it as we tried to deliver it, but they never did. And one of them was like laughing because it was like, it is funny, that I was like
Yeah.
waiting for it. And they were like, "You weren't there." And I was like, "I literally was." Like, I was watching. No one came. And so the guy was like laughing. He was like, "Oh, that was like really funny." And I was like, "Yeah, it was." I was a little confused. And I was like, "It was supposed to come yesterday, actually, but now it's coming today, apparently." And so then the guy came back with my package, and I was very happy. I finally got it, sent a selfie to my mom with the package, and she was like,
Yay.
"Finally." And I was like, "Finally." And then I
Also,
came
that must
home,
have
put it
felt great
on.
having that after like looking forward to it
Oh,
for so
yeah.
long.
Oh, yeah. And like the weekend I had, it was great. It was great. So, but it's been a it's been a strange week for me. I have a job interview tomorrow, so that's
Ooh,
exciting.
what kind of place?
A coffee place.
Is it the one I'm thinking?
Yes.
Oh my god, wait! I'm so excited for you.
They pay so much more than I'm getting now.
Really?
Yeah, so like I'm currently getting, I think, 15 an hour. I think when I did the calculations, I think it was like 15.6 an hour at my current job. And the coffee place, according to their sign, pays 18 an hour.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
18 an hour?
Yeah.
You're
And
about to be rolling in money.
I
Come
know
on.
I'll be tired, but I am.
Yeah.
And they asked me if I was like if I was going back to school anytime soon, and I was like, "No, I'm not in school." I was like, "I'm
They love
out
that.
of
They're like,
school."
okay.
Yeah, and they
Oh
were
my
like, "So you're
god.
available year round?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "And I live relatively close too. I live like 10
Literally.
minutes away by
Yeah.
car." Of course, I'm gonna have to walk because my car has to get inspected, so it's at
And
the
you love it
mechanic now.
there, so it's like
I do,
awesome.
I
And
do.
they already know you, so you got the job.
Yeah, so I'm going tomorrow, so I'm excited. Um, and depending on how that goes, if I get the job on the spot, um, I don't have my car. I don't know when I'll have my car then.
Hmm.
If I get the job on the spot, they're like, "You start on the first." I'll be like, "Okay, bet." And so I will, you know, drive to my current job, hand in my key, and be like, "Bye." And then
Are you gonna put in your 2 weeks or are you just gonna
I
quit?
think I'll just leave,
Yeah. You don't
to
like
be
it there, right?
honest. No. Well, it's not even okay. It's weird because it's not that I dislike it there. I'm just not a good fit. I just
Right.
don't fit, you know? It's just not the type of job that I fit in. Because I did enjoy like how relaxed it was and
Mm.
how, I could just chill out, and do what I need to do, and while I eat lunch, go on my phone a little bit and then go back to what I need to do, play some music and just sit down. But I mean, like I just I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I fit in with that kind of
The
9 to
crowd.
5 yeah, that 9 to 5 environment.
Yeah.
What about you? How was your week?
My week, honestly, so boring. Had like a lot of mental breakdowns too. Going through it a lot. I when I'm sad, I like to bake, so I've been baking a lot. I baked a lot of cookies. I think I baked banana nut bread, which I like to bake. If I'm baking banana nut bread, it means I'm not doing well. But yeah, I didn't really do anything but that. Like just a lot of baking and sulking.
Mm.
Sad stuff. Why are we sad right now?
I
We're so
know.
sad.
It's supposed to be Leo season. We're
I
supposed to be
know.
bad
And what makes me
bitches.
mad, speaking of Leo season,
Oh
our
yeah, that
theme is
was
astrology. And dude,
astrology.
apparently like Taurus risings are supposed to like have like a good Leo season
Yeah,
or
apparently, yeah,
something
like
happening for me.
I saw like Leo risings are supposed to like really come into themselves, you know, around now, and like
Yeah.
they're supposed to be like a what's the word that I'm thinking of? A focus on the self and stuff like that. And like you know, I'm a Leo rising, by the way. And
Yeah.
in case you haven't noticed, but I feel like we embody our rising signs very well.
Yeah. Oh, should we say like our big three?
Oh yeah,
You can
okay.
go first.
My big three, I feel like no one's going to be surprised by this. Every time I say it, everyone's like, yeah, that makes sense. My big three, I am a Sagittarius sun, Libra moon, and Leo rising.
Love it. Me, I'm an Aquarius sun, a Taurus rising, and a Taurus moon. But here's the
Ooh.
kicker, guys. My mom always told me I was born at noon, but I don't actually know if that's true. So that might not even be my signs. Because my birth certificate actually does not have the time I was born. Because I'm not real. I never exist. It doesn't.
It doesn't?
It doesn't. My sister's does. Both of them. Both my sisters says the time they were born, not mine. But my mom's like, yeah, noon. So I'm guessing at this point. I could be my identity could be totally different. But I feel like I embody the Taurus rising and moon a bit.
Oh my God. I feel like that's like a major
I
ball
know. I
drop.
mean, it has the date.
They dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. They're like, not for you. Huh? That's what confuses me. It's like, I don't
Like, did y'all
know.
just forget?
No, that's what I don't get because well, I was born at a different hospital than both my sisters. Because I think they were born at the same hospital. But like mine was just like, we don't care. Time? I
Who
guess like
needs
if
a?
I look at my records, maybe I could find it. But like on the birth certificate I have, it just says my name
That's so
and my parents'
strange.
name.
Hmm. That's
Weird
weird.
shit.
Yeah.
Imagine like my signs are so different. I mean, obviously I'm an Aquarius
Yeah.
sun, but like imagine if I'm like something else.
I
Who
remember
knows?
it's funny that you mentioned that. I remember I put in my birth time wrong when I was finding my birth
Oh,
chart one time. And I think I put in because I was born at 8:23 p.m. and I think I accidentally put it in as AM, like I forgot to switch it over to PM. So like for a while, I forget what it was. I think it was like Capricorn rising or something like that. And I was like, I don't know about that one.
yeah.
I was like, I don't think so.
Now,
But then
does the
I
exact minute like equal what your sign is, or is it the hour? Because I
I
know it's just like
don't
the
remember.
placement of the
Yeah, I don't
planets at the time.
remember. I don't remember. It's probably more so the hour than it is the minute. But I mean, I know my birth time. So
Yeah.
at my birth
Well,
time,
you're lucky.
well, no, but when I put it in right and I got like Leo rising, I was like, yeah, that's it.
Mm.
It's like, yeah, there we go. Every time I tell people I'm a Leo rising, they're like, that makes so much sense.
You know
And
what I
I'm
think it
like,
makes sense about you? Your Libra moon.
oh,
Because I feel like
100%.
you give a lot of Libra energy because my sister, my older sister, and my father are both Libras, and you have like similar things.
Also, I can't make a decision to save my life.
Yeah.
And I'm like obsessed with um what oh my God, I literally couldn't remember. I was having the same conversation with my mom and I couldn't remember the same word. Symmetry. I'm obsessed
Mm.
with like symmetry and balance. And
Yeah.
I'm always like trying to listen for the other side, you know? Like if I'm friends with two people and they're feuding, I'm always like, I need to hear both sides before I make a decision. But then wait, let's okay. Why don't we talk about like the traits? Because that just made me think, why don't we talk about the traits of each sign that we feel like we embody or whatever?
Okay. Well, I think I embody a lot of Aquarius stuff. Almost besides my like rising and moon sign, almost all my like my chart is Aquarius. So I'm very
Yeah,
Aquarius heavy, I guess.
Aquarian.
Aquarian. So I mean, I feel like I give it all because it's like the individuality, but also wanting like something better for like
And
the
I feel like
world, I suppose.
Aquarians are like really spiritual too, I think.
In a way, I suppose.
Because
But
like
also, aren't Aquarius like a red flag?
I don't think so.
I always hear like bad things, but it's usually Aquarius males if it's a male Aquarius. But that's
Every
like every sign.
every male sign is a red
No,
flag.
no, literally. That's
Every
oh, I wanted to
cisgendered
bring that up
male.
too. Do you think it's a red flag going back to our past episode? Do you think it's a red flag if a male knows his like big three?
No.
You don't think he's ran through?
No, I don't care. Okay. This is I actually have so many thoughts on this. I think those tweets are funny.
Yeah,
I think they're so funny when someone's like, if he knows his big three, he's ran through, get out of there. I think that's really funny, but I also like I feel like every time those are tweeted, it's there is a level of joke there, you know? Like it's
but
not
there's
like
also a level of truth.
yeah, but I feel like there's a level of like there's a joke there because nowadays every girl knows about astrology at some kind of capacity. I feel like
Yeah.
or a lot more people know about astrology at some capacity. And I'm not if I'm talking to someone, right? And we're talking
Hmm.
about astrology and I'm like, "Oh, do you know about astrology or do you know like what your sign is and da 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 whatever it is?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I actually know my big three." My first thought isn't going to be that he's ran through. My first thought is just going to be like, "Oh, like
Oh,
he's in
well, like, what is it?
astrology." Yeah,
Yeah,
like I just want to know and I want to guess it, you know? And also like it is very possible that some people that like he may just be interested in astrology.
that is true.
But the thing is like I guess I get like where it comes from. Like he's talked to so many girls or so many girls have done his chart or whatever. But
Right.
it's like every guy is ran through. You don't need to hear their big three to know that.
Yeah. No, there's a
Like,
lot of different things
there's
to
a
be
lot,
like
yeah,
ran
and
through.
also there's worse red flags,
Yeah. Oh,
you
for
know, quote
sure. Yeah.
unquote.
I think it's funny though when people say
It's
that.
so funny. I love
It
those
makes me
tweets.
laugh.
Yeah, because it's like but like I never find it strange when someone knows their sign, you know, because I feel like astrology has become so like prevalent now. You know, like everyone's talking about it.
Also,
Everyone knows
if
something.
someone knows their sign, it means they're more like aware of themselves and maybe their
Yeah,
actions too. Because
yeah.
I feel like when you go looking
Or
into that kind of
yeah,
thing,
to
you
some
learn more about
capacity.
yourself and
Yeah.
like why you act the way you do a little
Yeah.
bit. Do you think astrology is real?
Okay. Yes and no.
Okay.
I think there is a lot of truth to it, a lot more than people give it credit for,
Yeah.
but I don't think that people need to be living by it like it's Bible. You know, I feel like I will always take astrology with a grain of salt. I will
Mhm.
always take tarot with a grain of salt, all that kind of spirituality stuff. I will always take it with a grain of salt. I love it for guidance, you
Yeah.
know, or learning more about yourself. But it's like there's some people that go on Twitter and they describe symptoms of mental illness, like severe mental illness,
And they're
and
like,
they're
"This
like,
is because I'm a Leo."
or they're like, oh, maybe that's just a Virgo thing. I'm like, what?
Everything's a Virgo thing.
I'm like,
Thoughts on
baby,
Virgos? I hate them. What? No, I don't. No, Virgos are the devil. What?
I have a lot of thoughts on Virgos, specifically Virgo men.
I've only met Virgo man, is the thing. Wait, isn't
One of
your dad a Virgo man?
my dad is a Virgo man.
He gives that energy.
My dad is a
Not devil
September
energy, but I mean, he gives
my
Virgo.
well, let me not say anything. I think my mom
Yeah.
listens to this. Sorry, mom. But
Hi, mom.
my one okay, one of my best friends is a Virgo, but one, she's a girl, and two, she's an August Virgo. And August Virgos kind of have a little Leo in them, um, which makes them kind of cool. I always like August Virgos better. And I think
Hmm.
it's because they're some like there's like because Leo it
There's a
goes
little bit of Leo energy in there.
yeah, and I
You want to hear something
love
scary?
Leos. What?
Every guy I have dated has had an August birthday, so they've either been Leos or Virgos.
Why do you do that to yourself?
No, but is that not weird that it's the same thing? When
That
I
is
find it out, I'm
weird.
like, "Again?"
That is
Mostly
weird.
Leos, though. It's weird.
I love Leos. One of
Yeah,
my
I know
best
you do.
one of my best friends is a Leo. And the thing is like I've had okay, one of my managers from a past job was a Leo, and I got along with her so well. I still follow her on Instagram.
Mm.
She's so cool. I looked up to her so much. But like Leos are so cool. I feel like they get a bad rep.
You
Sag,
yeah,
Sagittarius get a bad rep too.
honestly, my
And the
favorite
thing
people are
is
Sagittarius is you, my little sister.
of course she's a Sagittarius. Of course.
My 2 favorite people in the world? Come on. Honestly, for me, the signs I get along with the most are Capricorns, Sagittarius, and Aries. Those are the ones that I get along the most.
I get along well with other fire signs. Like most of my friends are Aries or Leo. And then I have um oh, I also get along with Geminis, but I think that's because Gemini and Sagittarius are sister signs.
Right.
So it's like your sister
Ooh, what's my
so
sister sign?
that's what I was trying to think. I
I'm
think it
looking it
might be
up.
Leo. You know what? I think it might be
No, it might
Leo.
be because Leos are and Aquariuses are the most compatible,
Yeah.
but
And also because
Aquarius
it's the whatever sign is 6 months from your sign.
sister sign.
So like Aquarius is like
Let's find out.
mid-January to
It is Leo.
mid-February.
So that
Yeah.
does make sense why I typically go for like a Leo man without even realizing it,
Yeah.
which is weird because in my mind, I think I should go for more of like an Aries man.
Yeah, because I feel like but Aries people I feel like are a lot more like in your face.
Yes.
Like there's not a lot of guesswork that needs to be done with an Aries person in my experience. Like all of my Aries friends like are very upfront with what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
And they're always like yeah, they're
They'll
always
tell you how
really
it is.
exactly, exactly. They'll tell you how it is. They're always upfront. And I love Aries too because they're also very no bullshit. Like they're not afraid to call shit out and they're not afraid to
True.
like step up and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, if you do something wrong.
I want to know what your Venus is.
I'm a Libra Venus.
Really? I'm a
Yeah.
Pisces.
I was reading, I haven't read a lot about a Venus sign, but just basing it off of like Libra being the balance sign and being like all about, 50-50 and like symmetry and stuff like that. That makes a lot of sense in how I look at relationships, like my ideal relationship is like really 50-50. And like so it's like I want someone to do for me what I do for them and vice versa.
Right.
Like if I want someone to be emotional support for me sometimes, I would want them to feel like I can be emotional support for them. And like yeah, so it's like every time I think of like my ideal relationship, I think of something that's very much like um what you do for me, I do for you. Not in a codependency way, like in an adult, like we're both putting the same amount of effort in. So that kind of makes sense to me with like Libra Venus. I don't know much more about Libra Venus because I haven't read up about it as much. But what's your
Yeah.
Venus? What did you say your Venus
It was
was?
Pisces, but
Pisces
I
Venus.
haven't read like much about it, but someone once said that your Venus sign is the sign you should go after romantically. I think that's a lie because once I was like involved with the Pisces, worst
Pisces,
experience of my life.
they're really like messy.
Yes.
I had a
And no,
friend,
they'll love you, they'll love bomb you. I got love
yes,
bombed by a Pisces for
yes.
months.
I had a friend who was a Pisces man and he was very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Water sign men are very they're a lot. Um
Sensitive,
and
emotional,
that's
constant attention.
that's not a bad thing, but it can become a bad thing.
Yeah. Well, no, I do like that in a man because I do want a man who is
Is sensitive.
emotional
Yeah,
and
yeah,
sensitive
yeah.
because sometimes they don't open up to you, and
Yeah,
sometimes
and
you
you
can't
want
really get
yeah.
anything.
I
But
would I would love someone who feels comfortable to open up to me.
I have this weird thing when it's too much, I gotta go.
Well, yeah, because at some point I feel like it's less like them opening up to you and more like
It becomes a weight.
it becomes trauma dumping
Yeah.
very easily. And that's just not that has nothing to do with astrology. That's
Or it
just in
becomes like
general.
obsession.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What can I say? I had a Pisces man who was obsessed with me.
But like Pisces, my grandparents are both Pisces.
Whoa.
And
Oh,
my mom and my godfather are both Cancers. And my mom's middle brother was an Aquarius. So you can only imagine that household
loud.
a lot. And my mom has been, my grandmother's much older now and she's very emotional.
Is this the one that's
And
in her 90s?
yeah. And
Nice.
so it's been a bit of a battle for my mom. It's been a bit up and down.
Yeah.
Because you have two water signs kind of fighting it out, duking it out, if you will. So you were talking, you mentioned Virgo men or Virgos. What is your no-go sign? What
Virgo.
it does it
Pisces and Virgo.
not even just for relationships, but just like,
Oh, in
you know,
general?
yeah,
Okay. I say Virgo, but also okay, with Virgos, they're really cool people, but
yeah,
they also have like this arrogance to them and this like they don't really care about anyone else.
yeah,
That's the thing about them that is the no-go for me.
mm-hmm,
And then like I explained, the Pisces
yeah.
man that I
They're just
knew,
difficult, yeah.
just difficult. So maybe that. But like besides that, I honestly would don't really judge people based on their signs
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
like I feel like it's really different per person, even though there is
yeah.
very like similar
Traits.
traits. I don't know. How about you?
I would probably say Virgo and men.
Yeah.
Um, Specifically like September Virgo,
Mm.
because I have met August Virgos that I like. Okay, there's only been one August Virgo man that I met, but the two August Virgos that I know are friends of mine, one of them being my best friend and one of my best friends, and another one being my past roommate. Um, they're cool. I find that August Virgos are a lot cooler. I was saying this earlier. But September Virgo men specifically, like you were saying, like they have like a level of arrogance. Like in my experience, it's very much like they create this standard of perfection for themselves, or this high standard for themselves, um, that they fight to achieve. And they also hold that same high standard for
To
every other
everybody else.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like when someone doesn't act the same way as them or someone doesn't have a similar experience to them, it's always like, well, XYZ happened for me, or this worked for me. I don't know why it's not working for you. Oh, it's
Mm.
always like, it's your problem. You're not living up to my high standard. So I just find them very stifling. And maybe that's just because I am a Sagittarius, and I'm impulsive and adventurous and I'm like I need to do something new all the time. But like that I hate the rigidity of that. Like my dad is a Virgo man and sometimes
Wait,
like
is he September or August?
September,
Oh.
and um he like sometimes I'm like it must be so exhausting
To be
like
him?
to be you because like it's just it's like he constantly has to be doing something. He just constantly
Yeah.
has to be doing something.
No, they
And
all
I'm
do
like,
that.
can
Yeah.
you sit down? Like please? Like my one of my best friends, she's an August Virgo, but like she'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm going on a trip." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And she's like, "I made a whole spreadsheet about everything I'm gonna bring and stuff like that."
A spreadsheet?
And I think it's so funny and cute, but also I'm
Mhm.
like, what?
Calm down.
Like, what are you doing?
No,
But
they definitely do. They're always doing something.
yeah.
The Virgo man that like sticks out in my mind a lot that I know, he was always constantly doing something. but also he had this, like, confidence like no other. They have, like, the most confidence a person could possibly have, like, they see no faults in themselves. Like, he would
You
literally tell
see,
me, he's like, "I am perfection, like, there's no one, like, better looking than me.
I'm gonna have
I'm"
to disagree with you on that.
What? You think they're insecure? Maybe I just met a really, like,
Yeah.
confident man.
Yeah, or maybe he may have had a Leo rising.
Well,
Leos are
yeah. Well, he was
confident.
an August
There
Virgo,
you
so he
go.
the Leo in him.
The two, so my dad and like he's a September Virgo, and the thing is like there's like a superiority thing there, but I think it's also an inferiority thing.
Right.
You know, like it's kind of a dueling thing there where it's like um there's like an insecurity there and there's a constant like am I being as perfect as I want to be, or am I filling all of my standards right now, or oh I can't do like I have to do this to a certain, it's like um there is that, but then there's also like an I'm better than everyone else type of air. So like I wouldn't say it's like confidence, more so like it's a weird cross between like insecurity fueling ego, you know? Very strange.
It's so interesting. What's your oh, wait, I think we already went over our favorite signs for the ones we get along with the most, right?
Oh yeah, I love Leos. And yeah, Leos, Aries, I think, and I'm just going off of like
Friends and people
yeah,
you've
and like
you've had
the
like
fact
a
that like I'm just surrounded by those signs.
yeah,
The people I get along with the most are those signs. Like you're the only Aquarius,
that I you get along with
not that I get
or
along
that
with
you know.
that I'm like friends with. Because
Oh.
my mom's like my uncle's an Aquarius, but then and also my other uncle's an Aquarius. So like my
Oh,
dad's eldest brother is an Aquarius, and my mom's middle brother is an Aquarius, I think.
so you have some surrounding you,
Yeah, and
but you're
it's
not
funny.
besties with them.
Well, no, I mean I don't have an issue with my uncle on my
Yeah.
dad's side. He's a little kooky, but like, you know,
Well, he's an
who
Aquarius, he's gotta be.
yeah, that's the thing
Yeah.
is like Aquarians are just like that, you
Kind of
know?
kooky weirdos.
Yeah.
A creep, a weirdo.
I'm so weak. But
Um,
like,
yeah. Go on.
oh, I was just gonna say, I haven't known many other Sagittariuses, and the only other Sagittarius I knew, treated me poorly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
Hmm. I
um,
don't know. I love Sagittariuses with my whole heart. Those are my
like
faves.
the thing is that like, I feel like every man and every sign gives their sign a bad rep.
Hmm.
Because people are always like, I hate Sagittariuses. And then you're like, well, why? And it's always like, well, my ex-boyfriend was a
Yeah,
Sagittarius. I'm
for
like,
sure.
so Sagittarius men, because Sagittarius women are, well, I mean, look at me.
Literally the best. Hilarious.
Sagittarius. Let's find a way to get
My
Slay in
God,
there.
we needed it. What was I gonna say? I
Oh,
don't even know.
what is like, because I follow, I follow an account that sometimes posts like sign matchups. What is a matchup with your sign that you're surprised is such a good matchup? Like not from your experience, but like just from like looking up like good matches for Aquarius or good matches for Sagittarius. Like what is a sign that you're actually shocked is a good match, quote unquote, for you?
That's interesting. I don't really look at those, to be honest.
Hmm. I
I mean,
look
they
at those
usually say that Leo
sometimes.
and Aquarius are good matchups. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
used to believe it, but then when I started, like, actually
Well,
dating
yeah,
people,
yeah, like sister
I came to
sign
find
thing,
out.
like
Yeah.
they get along really well. That's what I found out about Geminis, because Gemini and Sagittarius are sister signs. And that's funny because like I never had an issue with Geminis. I always
Right.
liked them. And so then when everyone's like, I hate Geminis, I'm
I
like,
don't
I
think I
don't
know
get
a
it.
Gemini.
I know too. I know Gemini girl and I know Gemini guy. And they're both like really nice, you know? And I never had any issues with them. And then I read that they're like, "Oh, Gemini and Sagittarius are sister signs. So they most likely always get along." And I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Well, that makes sense."
I wasn't surprised at this, but it always says like Aquarius and Libras get along. My family's like mostly
Yeah.
Libras, so like I get
May
that.
I wonder if it's because they're both air signs.
It could be.
Because I've seen that like Sagittarius and Leo are really well matched. And I'm like, you might be onto something,
Yeah.
because I get along with so many Leo, and I feel like it's like the similar sign kind of thing, because
Yeah,
I feel like Leos and Sages have a lot of similarities and stuff like that, you know,
definitely.
and they can have fun.
Maybe every sign gets along. What signs that you think don't get along?
Well, my mom is a Cancer and my dad is a Virgo, and I feel like that's a bit of a tricky combo
Ooh.
because you have someone who's very rigid and someone who's very emotional, and it can be like very much,
But it
you
seems
know?
like your parents get along very well and they've been in love a very long time,
Yeah.
which is like interesting.
Maybe
I
they're
mean, from what
just
I've seen.
maybe it's just because they're from New Jersey.
Yeah. No, every time
Maybe
I
they're
see your
just like
parents, I
that.
think they're so cute together. I love like I don't know, I love when couples can like stay together like for like a long period of time and
Yeah.
still love each other.
Yeah. They're both very specific type of people.
Yeah. They're both
So
characters, let me tell you.
they are
It's
both
always a hoot.
characters.
It's always a hoot.
There's always something.
The entertainment at the dinner table when I come over. Woo! It's so
Oh, I don't
fun.
think I've ever said this. My brother's a Capricorn,
Oh,
but he's
he's
closer.
different for a Capricorn.
Well, here's the thing.
Let me hear the thing.
He's closer to Aquarius.
Oh, that's
Aquarius
why.
starts on the 19th, I think, of January, and my brother's birthday's the
Something like that.
14th.
Okay, so he's cusp. Is that
He's
the word?
nearly cusp.
Cusping
Yeah,
it.
cusp.
Yeah.
Cusp.
Cusp.
Have okay, let me think. So I was thinking about this the other day. Do you feel like in different moments of your life you embodied a different one of your big three?
Honestly, no. I always feel
Oh,
mostly Aquarius just because I'm still unsure about the
that's
Taurus part.
interesting. That's so
I've
interesting.
always felt like I don't know, I feel I'm more of like a quirky or like a creative type, which I feel like is
Yeah.
associated most with Aquarius.
Yeah.
So I always felt that sign suited me the most.
See, because I asked that because I was like thinking about, you know, how I used to be as a kid and then teenager and now how I am as an adult. And I feel like when I was younger, I was really ruled by a lot of Libra traits.
Oh,
And like, I mean, I had all my other signs going in there, but I felt very like ruled by the Libra in my big three, like my Libra moon. And then as I got older, like I started kind of being more led by the Sagittarius. And now, like in the last couple of years, I feel like at least this year, I've felt like very much ruled by my Leo. Like
interesting.
like
Yeah.
this year I'm very much like I don't give a shit. I feel like being loud. I feel like taking up space. So as when I was younger, I feel like I was ruled by the Libra moon a lot. And as I got older, now I'm kind of like really ruled, or I feel like I'm starting to get really ruled by the Leo and, being like, who gives a shit? I'm gonna exist, Because I did learn something that like Leo risings will stand out even if they don't want to. And at first I was like, what the fuck? Like sometimes I just want to be, a wallflower. And but I'm kind of like at a point where I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna stand out no matter what I do, so I might as well put some glitter on it. I might as well
Right.
look pretty. If I'm gonna be the accidental center of attention, and I'm not saying, and I don't want to be the center of attention. I'm not someone that's like, I need to be the center of attention. Like I actually hate being the center of attention, which is funny because I used to do theater.
Right.
So it's like, you know um but I feel like that's different. I like doing theater and that environment, but like when it's me, and I'm in like a party and everyone's staring at me, I'm like, I can't do this. Um, but I've kind of started, you know, entering this mindset of like, people are gonna stare at me regardless. People are gonna, think I'm weird regardless. So I might as well, wear a poofy purple dress with naked women on it
Right.
and live my life,
As you should.
because I mean everything's better in pretty packaging, I fear. Oh, I know what I was about to say.
Oh,
I was saying that because and I just realized it as I was saying it that I feel like my habit of putting on like red lipstick when I'm not having the biggest confidence day might be like a Leo rising thing.
oh, because it makes you kind of more bold and kind
Yeah,
of,
because it
yeah,
makes me like stand out or something. Like I don't
yeah.
know. I do it all the time. Like if I'm being like a little, or if I feel like a little down, even if I'm not going out, I just like walk over to my vanity and I grab like a red lip and I put it on for a bit. I just kind of like look at it and I look at the color and I like wear it for a bit, and it does like change how I act. It kind of like gives me some kind of confidence boost. Or if I'm going out somewhere and I'm like, not really feeling myself that much today,
And then you put
like
a lip on and it changes
yeah, and then it's
everything.
like it
Yeah.
kind of changes everything, it kind of makes you feel a little more put together. It makes you feel a little more figured out.
So do you think like fashion and style has anything to do with like astrology?
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
think, well, I think like it does play a role. I think
right.
the signs that you are so closely like connected to, I feel like really play a role in how you style yourself. Like my one of my best friends who's a Leo, he wears a lot of like not like loud clothing, but like he I love the way he dresses. I should probably state that. But he wears like a lot of prints and he wears a lot of like here I am type clothing. Like he puts an outfit together and it's like you wouldn't be able to not see him in a crowd.
Right.
Or you put an outfit together and like it just reads Aquarius to me because it's like kind of
Really?
cool, kind yeah, like I always feel like you're wearing something flowy.
Oh my God, you're today I'm even wearing like you can't see it, but I'm wearing like a flip thing.
Yeah, you're like always wearing some like dark, neutral, flowy thing. I
Oh
never
my
see you in
God.
bright colors.
Oh, you're
I
right.
always
I
I
am a
always
different
see you in
color
like
kind of
yeah,
bird.
I always see you in like dark colors, neutrals and stuff like that.
It's
And
true.
me, I'm always touching on a different aesthetic every time.
Yeah.
Like I'll go like rocker girlfriend vibe and then the next day I'm wearing something like this.
Yeah.
And then the next day I'm like in sweatpants and the next day I'm in like a 60s mod type energy and it's like
Always something new.
yeah, like I can't ever just like stay in one place. I always have to like, you know. But I feel like my current style now, the one that I'm like building on, is like ostentatious enough to like scratch that itch, but also like simple, because I have a
Yeah.
lot of like fancy shirts that I'm getting
I
that I
like
think
all the new clothes you've been getting. I
I
think they
like
look
just
so
I've
cool.
been I've been really like into poofy sleeves.
I've noticed that.
And I've always liked them. I've always wanted
Yeah.
some. And I found a website that has a whole bunch of like fancy shirts and stuff like that. And so I'm really excited, you know? I'm really excited. I just like I don't know, like I used to I used to want to like, and I'm sure you could probably relate to this. And I feel like everyone can probably relate to this at like some point where it's like you see what's in trend and you just want to like wear that because you want to be cool or you want to, look a certain way. And I used to want to like be that like I used to want to dress like that back when I was in middle school and high school. It was like the Tumblr 2014 type thing. So it's like the tennis skirts and the chokers and the fishnets and stuff like that, American Apparel and stuff like that. And I wanted to be that so badly, but one, I didn't have the money for it, and two,
Right.
it didn't look right on me, I don't think. So it's like I never really felt 100% in it when I would like try that stuff on. So it's like now that I'm like older, I've kind of just like lost all fucks to give, and I'm like, "Oh, this shirt looks like a shirt someone would wear in the 1700s. Add to cart." You know?
Right, right, right.
Like my whole Pinterest board of do you have Pinterest boards of
Yeah.
style?
Yeah.
I just had to ask that.
I think everyone does. I have like
I
a
feel like
whole
everyone
like
does.
Pinterest board called The Vibe because it's the kind of
Uh,
style that I want, and it's like rocker kind of like
I could
there's this
see that.
picture of like Drew Barrymore in like a
Oh
leather
yeah.
jacket, and I'm like, yeah, like 90s rocker almost. I love that kind of
You
style.
that's so funny. You would have like Drew Barrymore in your inspo.
Do
You
you
have
love
Drew
Drew Barrymore?
I love her. She's mother.
What's her sign?
She's
That's
a
the real question.
Pisces.
A Pisces?
I think she's a Pisces.
We gotta double check that. We gotta double check that.
I think she's a
Wait.
Pisces. I think
True.
I remember seeing
Mm.
someone saying that she's a Pisces. She's definitely a water
She was
sign.
born February 22nd.
Oh, then why did or maybe they were talking about her rising or something? I know someone
The
said that she was like
personality of a Pisces. Wait, is
February
it Aquarius?
22nd.
It's a Pisces, an Aquarius
No, it
Pisces
is
sun.
Pisces.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I was right.
There we go.
Because I was like, no, my grandparents were born in like early March and they're Pisces. Yeah. She would be yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It does.
I have Princess Diana on my style board.
Honestly, that's so valid.
What's her sign?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Let's look that up.
Imagine she's a Sagittarius.
Maybe. What do you
I
think she
feel
is?
like she is.
Maybe.
For some reason, something's telling me that she is, and I don't think she is.
Maybe she's a Leo.
Mm.
We'll find out now. What? Say it. Say it.
Wait, I have to make sure I'm getting it right.
Double check.
Oh, I'm not getting it right.
Oh. So. Oh, we got an eye roll.
No, I was thinking.
Okay.
She's a Cancer.
Oh, I was not expecting that. To be
That's my
honest,
mom's
yeah,
sign.
I was gonna say, besides your mom, I don't know any other cancers.
I saw July 1st. She was born on July 1st.
Oh, so
And
it is a summer birthday.
mm-hmm. For a
Okay.
second, I was like, is she
Almost
really a
Leo,
Leo?
though. It's edging towards Leo a bit.
I was like, is she really a Leo?
That would have been crazy.
Oh my god, she died on my best friend's birthday.
Ooh,
3 years before she was born.
okay.
But yeah, so she's in like specifically her like post divorce style. You know, so it's like the
Yeah. The
sweatshirts and like
sweaters, yeah.
yeah.
Almost like active wear, but also like
Yeah,
seasonal.
it's that like late summer, early fall clothing,
Yeah.
you know. But
You love it.
yeah, I love with it. I'm like as I talk about it, I'm like realizing how ruled by astrology my fashion sense is. Because I like things that are like that make you look at them.
Yeah, you
That
want people
aren't
to turn their
like
head.
yeah, it's not like I'm not like walking out wearing like a bright red outfit, but it's like I like wearing things that are cool looking
Yeah.
that people like will be like, "Oh, like that white shirt, like, oh, is that like embroidery on it or something like that?" You know what I mean? And I like things that are pretty and sparkly
Yeah. No, I
and
feel like in a
cool.
way like for me, I do like gravitate towards like a cooler kind of like style.
Yeah.
But in my town, like everyone just wears like Hollister jeans and tank tops. So like when I walk out of the house, everyone's like,
Everyone's like, "Oh my
I
god, the
am
witch
quite the
is here."
fashionista. No, people do. I used to be called like a witch or like a vampire because
You
of the way
literally
I
look
like
like
went.
one. Okay, this has nothing to do with the topic, but
Okay.
if you were like a A mythical creature? Like, what would you be?
Probably a vampire.
Mm.
I just
I
feel like I
wonder.
have the energy, you know?
Yeah. I wonder what I would be. I feel like I'm like caught between like a witch or a
I
fairy.
was about to say fairy. I feel like you would be
Yeah.
like a
A lot.
fairy.
Yeah. I've had people tell me I have fairy energy.
Because I feel like fairies, like, okay, they're supposed to be like, ooh, 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 but they're also a little feisty, and I feel like you
Yeah.
have feistiness.
I have like Tinkerbell energy
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes.
definitely. Hmm.
Someone make a comic about you as a vampire and me as a little fairy on your
Fairy?
shoulder. That would be so cute.
That
Wait,
would be cute. Wait, I'm gonna cry now.
me as like a little Tinkerbell on your shoulder.
You telling me to do bad things, and I'm like, okay.
No, I would never
Tinkerbell
tell
on
you
my
to do bad
shoulder.
things.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That's so cool though.
Yeah.
I feel like wow, astrology is so interesting.
It is because it's like, is it real? But I feel like it is. I feel
Well,
like
yeah,
okay, for
it
me,
like
I feel like there's like a touch of truth to it, but
yeah.
you do have to take like responsibility for the way you are and
Yeah,
like
like
being on the side.
you can't be like, what did you expect? I'm a Scorpio. Of course I'm gonna be emotionally manipulative. Like, no,
Hmm.
bro, you're just an asshole,
Also,
you
with
know?
Scorpios, they have such a bad rep. My grandmother's a Scorpio. She is feisty, but she's also like, I don't know, like one of like she's really nice when you get to know her. You know what I mean?
I have a very complicated relationship with Scorpios.
Mm.
Because the thing is, I've been very close friends with them. They've done something that is manipulative or hurtful. I've given them space. And this happened on two separate occasions. And then they came back and apologized to me.
Oh.
Like on
Because
two
they do
separate
have
occasions.
they have a sensitive side, I feel like,
Well, they're
where they
water
do feel
signs.
bad and they come back.
They're water signs. But
Yeah,
I just think it's really funny how like the two Scorpios I was very close with, you know,
did the
I
same
was
thing.
yeah, it was like the same timeline of like very close to them. They had some things going on which made them act a certain way, which hurt
Yeah.
me. But, you know, I let it go or I moved on with my life, distanced myself. Um, or the relationship fizzled out. And then they came back at a later date to be like, listen, and like take accountability, you know? Like it's so funny how that's happened twice and it was both Scorpios.
No, that is funny. I guess because there is a bit of truth, like I was saying, truth
Mm-hmm.
to the astrology.
I don't think, but it's like, I don't think any sign is inherently bad.
Oh no, it's just like all men are bad. And that's why the
Yeah,
male versions are so
exactly.
although okay. Although, okay, I know you have like a Leo in your big three, but when you're a Leo sun and a female, that's when it's bad. Have you ever met a female Leo
Two.
too?
I feel like there's another one.
Mine is my greatest enemy.
Both Leo females I've met have been really cool.
Really
Well,
cool?
one of them I didn't really get along with as much as I was expecting to, but the other one I was very close with.
Mm.
But the other one that I didn't get along with well had like a lot of Virgo energy. I
Oh,
don't
maybe
know
that's
when
why.
her birthday was, but the other one like was so cool. Like immediately like I felt like she took me under her wing and like
Oh,
adopted me as like her apprentice in being a bad bitch or some shit.
I wish I knew the person's other signs besides Leo, the one that I have just like a bad thought of. I don't know. But she like, I don't know, she had the confidence of a Leo, but also she was super manipulative.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
The thing is I have actually gone out with a Leo guy before, but I don't know. He did not act like a Leo. He was so boring.
No, but they are boring.
No, but they're not though.
No, but okay. Okay, the Leos I've gone out with, their personality is boring.
He was the only Leo that was boring to me.
to
Because
you?
like
I guess
my
everyone has a different
yeah,
idea of
like
what's
my
boring.
best friend has never been boring to me. My manager that I knew had never been boring to me. Even the other manager I knew that I didn't get along with as well was never boring to me. I always found her exciting and interesting. But he was just so boring. Like at first I was like, oh, he's like really cool. Like I like his style. Like, oh,
Yeah.
he's got all these cool hobbies. And then like maybe that just might have been him as a person and not had nothing to do with like his zodiac sign. But I just remember being like, are you sure that's your birthday? Because like I don't know. I feel like he may have been closer to Virgo. He had like
Maybe.
raging, or maybe he had like Virgo in his big three or some kind of earth sign in
No,
his
he
big
must
three.
have a boring one in his big three.
Yeah, like he must have had something in his big three that
Because
was
I feel
like,
like with Virgos, they're more exciting than a Leo because they have some chaotic energy to them. For me, Leos have been, they're always like a little calm. So that maybe that's what I'm saying
you know
instead
what it
of
is? You're
they have a
right.
calmness to them.
Leos, I wouldn't say it's calmness. I would just say they're like chill.
Neutral.
Yeah. Now that you say that, all the Leos that I know are like insane in a good way and like really funny, but they're really like, hey man, like whatever. Like
Yeah.
they're really
Or are they
like,
very monotone?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like every single one of them.
Yeah. I've been ran through. I know.
And like both like male and female. Like both of
Mm.
them. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing that now. You're
They have
so
a calmness
right.
to them. And sometimes I think the calmness can come off as being boring.
Well, no, it wasn't that though.
For me, in my experience with
Oh, well,
Leos.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I know it wasn't he wasn't like chill. He was, but like it was the boringness wasn't that he was chill. I think that was just
Maybe
him
he
as a
was just a boring
person.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like trying to ask him questions about himself and he like didn't really answer them or answered them very
No, that
shortly.
that
And
also is a Leo thing. They will
is
not
it?
answer questions back. Or they won't ask you. Like, okay,
No,
say you ask them a question, they won't come back with what about you?
I had no. He
No?
would only ever ask me about me. He only ever
Oh,
wanted
oh
to
yeah, I
hear
remember you
about
told me
me.
about this guy.
And then I'd be like, well, what about you? And I would try to learn about him.
And he would just be
And
short with you,
he
right?
would just kind of be like, oh, it's kind of boring. I'm like, but still
Yeah.
tell me because now I feel like I'm talking the
No,
entire
that
time.
is a Leo thing. That
Is it?
definitely is a Leo thing. No,
I thought
because like
Leos
I've had
had like,
experience with that where I feel like I'm talking way too much about myself and they're like saying nothing.
but I
You'll
feel
be
like,
like, "What about you? What about you?" And it's like the shortest answer you could possibly imagine.
but I feel like they would be like really about not like self-obsessed, but they would be excited to talk about themselves.
The thing that in my experience, they're confident in themselves, but they don't brag about it and they don't talk about it. They're
Yeah.
so confident to the fact that they don't need to overdo it with talking about
Yeah.
themselves. Because honestly, I feel like that comes from insecurity when people constantly
No,
talk about
you're
themselves.
right. Now I'm thinking
So
about it like
yeah,
my like Leo best friend and like the other Leos that I've known, like they've had an air of confidence and like but they've never really like given
bragged about themselves,
themselves
right?
yeah, they've never really like given themselves like credit, I guess, is the way I can
Yeah.
put it. Like they don't like, oh, I did XYZ and I'm the greatest and but
No,
there is
that's
like
Virgos. Virgos are like that,
oh
but
yeah, a hundred
Leos are
percent.
not.
100%. See, this is why, you know what? This is why I think this guy might have been like Virgo cusp because not that he was like that, but he just like he was like um how do I say this? When he did talk about like what he liked, there was an air of like, oh, like I know what I'm talking about and like I'm good at what I do. And like it was very much like, oh yeah, like I do XYZ, and it was like a superiority kind of thing.
Oh,
And like um I remember we were talking about vinyls and music, and I was like, well, I was like, if you got like a record player, what would be your first record, or what records would you get? And he was like, oh, I would get like this record and that record. And I remember being like, oh, really, that record? Like, not really like meaning anything by it, but just being like, oh, really? Like, oh, I wouldn't, it wasn't like the type of music that I would. I just remember being like, oh, I wouldn't get that on vinyl. I don't feel like, it would sound any different on vinyl. And I feel like he didn't like that.
Uh,
Like he didn't like me being like, "Oh, really?" And kind of like
questioning
questioning.
him.
Yeah. I
That's a man thing though. That's like because they get
yeah.
insecure.
Yeah, but it's like yeah, you say it like they're really like quiet confident basically.
Yeah.
Or they're not like, "Oh yeah, like I'm the best." If anything, I feel like I know my best friend kind of like underplays his talents, or like kind of doesn't really credit himself. Like he's
Mm.
like, "Oh, I spent like he because he likes to draw. So he'd be like, "Oh, I spent like hours on this drawing. It's kind of shit." And then he sends me something that looks like the Mona Lisa.
Yeah,
And I'm
so
like,
there sometimes they could be insecure. Well, that comes up as
"Yeah."
almost like a
But like I
insecurity.
was yeah, and I was like reading about it, and they definitely like their ego stroked. Like they
Yeah.
like you to like validate them and be
No,
like, "Oh
you're
my
right,
God,
actually, because they
that drawing
play it
you
off
did was
like,
amazing."
no,
Yeah, like I
you're
feel
right, though.
not that they fish for compliments, but they like
But they
hearing
kinda
like
do. But it's not, like, blatant. It's almost
yeah.
a
It's not
subtle
like
fish.
it's not like actively fishing for them. It's more um like
Maybe
oh I
reassurance.
yeah, that's what it is. That's what it
Yeah.
is. They like the reassurance. Yeah, they like reassurance. And see, I feel like that's why I would make a good partner to a Leo, because I like I am so like easily entertained that it's like if you're like, "Oh, hey, I drew this thing," or if you're like, "Oh, I made this bracelet," or "I sewed this top," or I don't know, or like listen, I don't know, listen to this poem that I wrote. I'll be like, "Oh my God, that is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life." Oh my God, or oh my God, that is the most amazing poem I've ever heard, or that is the most amazing top I've ever seen, or that is the most amazing painting. I'm just like so easily like entertained by things
Yeah.
that it's like if you take your time out of your day to be like, "Look what I made," I'd be like, "You're literally a genius, and
No,
your
for
and
real, yeah.
your thing should be in the Louvre." Like I like I literally I'm just so easily entertained by that. So I feel like I would be like a great partner for a Leo, because if they're like, "Hey, give me validation," I'd be like, "Of course." I'd be like already on it. I love Leos, man. I think they're so cool. They're just fun. They're fun people.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment with one,
Yeah.
which I
Never a
like.
dull moment.
Which I like because I like being surprised.
Yeah. Never a dull moment, so they're, like, crazy distant for no reason. What? What?
What?
Anyway.
Anyways, see,
Anyway.
I'm like a, I kind of, I'm trying to think for a second. I'm not big on confrontation, but I'm not above it either.
Mm.
Well, above it is wrong, but you know what I mean? Like, I will do it, but like, I don't like to do it, but like I'm more willing to do it if I need to. Because sometimes it's like I can't do that ghosting shit. That shit is so stupid. I'm
No, ghosting's
sorry.
the
Like
worst on the planet. People
I
who
think it,
ghost, it's like,
you
come on
know,
now.
yeah.
Give the other person, like, what you're thinking, because
Yeah,
obviously
like
you're gonna
if
leave them
it's
feeling a certain way if you just disappear.
exactly. If it's like a relationship setting and you're not feeling it anymore, and like you're talking to someone and you're like, I was interested at first, but now I'm kind of like, ooh, I'm not really like too sure on it, or I'm not really feeling the same way. And it literally like just be like, listen, I don't feel the same way as I once did. Um, and I just like think we should take a break from this, or maybe we should just stay friends, or whatever it is. Like, just, bro, just be honest with the person. because like you're gonna cause less harm that way.
Yeah.
Like I remember I was like talking to this guy and I was like, man, I'm not really feeling it anymore. And so I kind of took a bit to think about it and be like, okay, let me just like, maybe I'm just psyching myself out or whatever. And then I realized I was like, well, no, I actually feel this way. Like, this is just how it is. And so I sent a message and I was like, listen, I don't know if I'm ready for this yet, or I'm not sure if I'm feeling this. Um, you've been really nice. Thank you for your time, whatever. And the guy was like, oh, thank you. Like he was like perfectly fine with that. And I feel like if someone said that to me, I'd be fine with it. I hate
Yeah.
ghosting is so fucking stupid.
It's
Like,
like for kids. That's like kid shit.
yeah, like, and I
Stupid.
mean the thing is like,
It's immature. That's the word I was looking for.
yeah, like I get taking a day and like, being with yourself or like taking a break from social interaction, because I do that too. Like I do take breaks from social interactions. Like if I'm going through something, I'm, I will take a break from like texting my friends, or I
You
maybe
need
won't
that moment
text
to
them.
yourself.
Yeah, I
But there's
maybe
a
won't text.
difference in doing that and then completely cutting contact with people entirely.
Exactly. And I usually like am honest with my friends about what I'm going through. So it's like if I am quote unquote ghosting them, I don't really see it as ghosting, but because I don't really go too long without messaging my friends or in some kind of way.
Yeah.
But it's like if I do kind of like distance myself a little bit or disappear for a bit, I feel like that friend can be like, "Oh, Dana told me that um this and this and this is going on." So I know that that's probably just, you know, so my brain like broke for a second. But yeah, like ghosting is so just be honest with the person. If you need space, just be like, listen, I need some time alone for myself. I'm kind of going through XYZ. I need some time. Or if you're not interested in whatever's going on between you two, just be honest about that. Cause like it's so much easier to just be like, hey, this is what's going on. This is the situation now. And it's so much less burdensome. Who do you think is a sign that ghosts people the most?
Ooh, that's hard to say. That's really hard to say. Leos. What?
Me when I fight
And
you,
Virgos.
bro,
What?
like
Well, I've been
I am a
ghosted by
Leo
both Leos and
defender.
Virgos. So that's my
Well,
and Pisces.
you have
Actually,
like
every
only,
man I've ever encountered has ghosted me,
I think that
so
just might be a man thing then.
yeah.
Like I was just gonna say, like you only ever dated Leos and Virgos.
Yeah. And they
Hmm.
ghosted me, so but you know
I'm
what? They
trying to
ghost and they
think.
come back. Everyone who's ever ghosted me has come back like months later. Obsessed.
See, the thing is I don't have like the patience for that.
Yeah.
Like if you ghost me, like okay, I'm done. I moved on. Not to quote Pride and Prejudice, but once my good opinion is lost, it's lost for good. Not that I'm saying that like you ghosting me means you're a bad person, but like if we're talking and
Honestly, it can mean that though. I feel like bad people do ghost people.
oh yeah, definitely. But it's like I feel like if we're having good energy and we're talking and whatever, and then all of a sudden it's just no contact whatsoever for like weeks at a time, just don't come back.
Yeah.
Don't, because like I'm not gonna waste my time playing cat and mouse with you. I'm sorry. Like I have better things to do. I have more important things to worry about. Like I don't have the attention span for that, because I'm not like, because now I'm like, well, what did I do? You know? And I hate it when people do it like intentionally, like for the chase, because I literally will not bite. That's
No.
the thing. It's like if you try that with me because you're like, oh, I want Dana to chase me, I'm not gonna chase you, bro. I hate running. I like sitting down.
I'm the opposite actually. I chase it, chase
You
it, chase.
shouldn't be. And then I'm like at your ankles, like, get the fuck back
I'm
here.
like, wait, I gotta get there. Oh, it's so bad.
You're like, wait.
But I am
No,
the
it's
kind of
like
person who does enjoy the chase though.
I
But I
wonder if
also
that's something to do with
okay.
our signs.
No, you know what? I enjoy the chase, but I also enjoy just having someone,
Yeah.
not
And
having the chase.
but I feel like there's a limit.
Yeah. Because I feel
And
like at first the chase could be kind of fun,
but it's
but then
like,
it's like, come on now.
Rule of threes, bro. You know?
Mm.
You get 3 strikes. You get to have me chase 3 times. No, I feel like that's the thing is that's also a reason why like I feel like I've been single for so long that I'm like I just don't put up with shit. I'm
Mhm.
like these games are so stupid. Like I really don't care. Like I really don't care. You know? Like I've had enough people manipulate me in my life that I know what it looks like and I know what you're trying to do and it's not going to work because I will just leave. You
Mm.
know? Because if I get a hint that you're over me or that like you're distancing yourself from me, I'm like, okay, cool, I cut off all communication, fine. you know if you're not into it, I won't force myself on you. Like I won't force you to hang around me. So it's like if you're distancing yourself from me, being short, trying to ghost me, trying to make me chase you, or trying to make me like run after you, be like, give me attention, I'm not gonna fucking do that. Maybe that's just my Sagittarius and Leo's like speaking or
Maybe.
being like, I don't fucking care. Because it's like, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like enough. Just be honest with me. And that's another thing is that like I am not good on subtlety, you know? If you like me, you have to look me in the eyes, grab me by the shoulders, and be like, I am in love with you. And even then I'll be like, you guys, you think he likes me?
No, but I'm
Like,
the
I'm
same way though. I always
stupid.
question, like someone could tell me
Like,
they love me and I'll be like, I'm not sure about
exactly.
that.
I'd be like,
You're gonna go
I'd
tell
be
me
like,
every second, every like moment of my life.
I'd be like,
And
that's
then
such a
maybe,
funny joke.
yeah.
Exactly. Like, I need you to be obvious. I need subtlety ain't gonna work, bro. Because it's like, I'm stupid, okay? Like, I'm dumb. I'm blind. I'm stupid. I don't get it. Like, I've had people be like, I had such a big crush on you. I was like, really? Because I had no idea.
No,
But
I've had people come up
anyways,
to me like years later and be like, "Oh, I used to have such a thing for you," and I'm like, "When?"
did you want to tell me before or
Eh,
after I was dead?
for real.
Anyways, we're running out of time
I
again.
know. Should we
That's
wrap it up?
crazy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was
So,
fun talking about the signs
yeah.
because I feel
Lessons
like
learned.
we also went
Virgo
over some
men.
like red flags and
Yeah.
like toxic traits with the signs, so it kind of relates to last
Yeah.
week's episode in a way.
What have we learned this week, kids? Virgo men are
They're
trash.
stinky. They have
They're
something wrong
stinky
with
poo
them.
poo.
It's a birth
They're
defect.
cuckoo bananas.
Being born in the time of a Virgo is a birth defect, and you could get
September
money
Virgo
for that.
men. September Virgo men are uh they snuck up on Earth. They snuck on Earth. They're
Mm.
aliens.
They're literally scary people.
They're so scary.
Terrifying.
Every time I see a Virgo, I scream.
Absolutely scary. No, for real. And they hurt you to no end. What? And use
Yeah.
you. What? Come
Virgo
on.
women,
I've never met one.
Virgo, my best friend and Virgo girl, she's slay.
Okay. Well,
Virgo
every
women are
every
slay.
woman, you know,
Yeah.
slays. Except for
Women
Leo's.
are just
Ooh.
slay. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one.
Well, yeah, you can disagree. I had one negative experience with a Leo woman, and I'm like, yeah,
Like
bye.
enough.
It was
Enough.
traumatizing. No, I need to get over it.
Um,
Get
yes.
over it over here.
Get over it. Um, it's been real.
It's been
Um,
really real.
uh,
All right.
blow a kiss to the moon.
Mwah. Oh, the moon's behind. Mwah.
Uh, uh, see you later, besties.
Bye.